Hello and welcome to HealthLink, a program connecting home, community, and healthcare. My name is Carol Merton, and I'm delighted today to have as a guest Ann Thomas, who's here to talk to us about walking poles and polling for your health. I must admit that this particular topic does fascinate me. I have seen some people with these unique-looking polls, and so I'm anxious to hear more. Thank you, Ann, for joining us today.
Well, thank you for inviting me, Carol. I really appreciate it.
Excellent. First of all, I'd like to ask you about why you're interested in walking poles. What captured you about this whole topic?
Well, walking, first of all. I love walking. I was never an athletic kid. I loved biking, I loved swimming, but mostly I loved walking. And so over the years I would see movies and they would have these people going through the countryside with poles, and I had a trip with a friend to England earlier this year, and I knew I was going last summer. I knew we were planning this trip, and I thought, you know, that would be a really fun thing to have poles. And I was out one day with a friend, and we met my yoga teacher, Rihanna Van Dyke, and she was using walking poles. And she showed me all the features of the poles, which is the type I'm using, that she loved, and told me who trained her. And that was last May, and it took me a couple of months to get in action, but by the end of the summer I had contacted Kirsten Lem, who was the person who trained me in poling. And I just took to it right away. It's such a great workout, so much better than just regular walking.
Really?
And really wonderful for trail work if you're on rocks or uneven ground. Helps with your balance, just keeps your posture up. And a much, it uses so many more muscles. The literature says 90% of your body's muscles are used when you're poling. But I really think it's more because I talk.
You had no fun if you're doing it and not talking.
So
that's the other 10%, right?
At least. Facial expression, does that count? Anyway, so it is what you want it to be. And they take you wherever you want them to go. Amazing. And when I'm ready to show you all the different features, it'll show the kinds of terrain that are possible with the poles. And this is one kind of many. There are lots of different styles of walking poles. But I, especially as a physiotherapist, love these poles because they offer lots of ergonomic features. They're lightweight, they're easy to move around, and they are very simple to use.
Excellent. Now, I understand from the sign behind that you are a certified instructor and dealer of ergonomic walking poles. How do you get certified?
I'm a master trainer. In my case, it was Kirsten Lem, who owned a small business for walking poles in her own name. And Kirsten is German originally, so she was very familiar with walking poles because it's a very European thing to do. Walking pole holidays, and maybe other parts of the world, but you know, the movies that I watched when I was younger and always seemed to be Europeans walking around the countryside and mountaineering and that sort of thing with poles. And other friends of mine had poles, so I just thought it would be great. So Kirsten, once she saw that I was really interested in the poles, and she knew I was a physiotherapist, she thought I might like to be certified to instruct other people in using the poles. And there's also a particular professional edition pole called the Activator, and it is used for treatment of people with balance disorders, pain disorders. Could be lots of different reasons that affect your health, other than just straight fitness. So, and that's a special certification. So I was certified in both, and that's as far as it went. I work in a long-term care facility part of the time, so I took them there, and a lot of the residents who were more capable were able to use the poles. And it's a very different kind of walking from a lot of the way that seniors tend to walk with a wheeled walker or any other kind of walker, where you don't get a chance to use your trunk muscles very much, at least the rotational muscles. So for those who were safe, it was an opportunity to exercise with a normal reciprocal
Walking
rotational
pattern.
walking pattern.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, excellent.
So that was one of the benefits. And then that's as far as it went. And then in late February, early March, Kirsten contacted me. She was moving from Kincardine. She was giving up her interest in her own business, asked if I would like to start selling poles myself.
Wow.
So, excuse me. So after thinking about it for a bit, talking it over with my husband, who has always had a business of his own, we decided, yeah, that would be a fun sideline.
So in a very short period of time, you went from someone who...
It took about 6 months altogether.
Wow.
To do all that.
From beginning to
it's a product I believe in. It's an activity I believe in.
Yeah.
Any age.
Yeah.
Any level of ability somebody has to be able to grasp the poles, both poles.
Right.
And it might be with or without supervision, but you know, they offer a great exercise.
Yeah.
Not to take the place of a walker if somebody needs that, but to advance their activity level.
Excellent, excellent. So in a few moments, we're going to be back, and we are actually going to be seeing people using the poles as well. So I'll be most interested to observe the technique, and then also to learn more about the fit of a pole and what the features are. You're watching HealthLink today, and we're learning about walking poles and poling for your health with Ann Thomas. Please join us again shortly to learn more about this wonderful apparatus for health. Please join us shortly.